Please give a warm welcome to Russell Peden, Millionaire Club member, Platinum II jacket earner, and $250,000 ring earner from Virginia.
I remember when I lost my mind.
All right.
There was something so pleasant about
All
that
right,
place. Even your emotions had an echo.
That's right. All right. My notes are on my iPad. I know. It's shameful. It's shameful. All right. They told me they're going to leave the tables out, so that's fine. So I get to talk to you. They wanted me to talk to you today about continuing to build new lines and maximizing the comp plan. And I know normally when I come out to talk to you about the comp plan, I got all kind of charts and numbers and we get all kind of big numbers and all kind of fancy stuff. I'll talk to you about the renewals and everything about the comp plan. But today, after all the training I've been listening to all weekend, I kept taking this slide out of my presentation and that slide out of my presentation and thinking, well, I don't need to say that anymore. Brian covered that. Dave covered that. And so I was thinking, man, do I just talk about the comp plan? I thought, what good is the comp plan if you're not doing anything? So today I'm going to keep it really simple. You know, I'm going to keep it as simple as 1, 2, 3 because I don't know about you guys. I'm like Dave today. I'm a little mad like Brian was. I got to do some things different. And so let me teach you how to maximize the comp plan real simple. Sell memberships and recruit some people, right? Thank you very much. I'll see you. No, I'm just joking. Okay. All right. Seriously though, I do come out and I normally talk about a bunch of other stuff, but I really want to talk to you about building new legs. And I'm not talking to you like, man, you know, Mr. P's always been building new legs. I'm talking to you as a real associate, as an associate that maybe some of you that be sitting on the floor, many of you that are up in the seats today that you're here today and we're glad that you're here this weekend and maybe you're inspired and motivated, you're ready to take it to the next level, but we haven't been working enough. The key to maximizing this comp plan, the current plan that we have, the plan that we've had for a long time, is to continue to recruit new people, get new people going, get them started. That's the key to maximizing the comp plan. Right now, unless they change the plan and do something different, right now you got to always make sure that you're bringing new people in until you get a solid enough foundation. Someone talked about that earlier today. You know, in our business, we worked very hard for a long time, built 9 years, made a whole lot of money, and we built a great business that's allowed us to have a fantastic six-figure income for the last I don't know, 12 years. We haven't earned less than a couple $100,000, $250,000 a year for 10 or 12 years straight or something like that. And that's great. So much so that it'll allow you to you can go on autopilot. I was thinking on that plane, I was trying to think of the training and what I wanted to cover. And I thought, what if the pilot just decided to put the plane on autopilot? And sometimes they do. Right? But they're still up there watching it. But I was thinking, you know, and at some point, a lot of us, and I'm just going to talk about myself, is you figure, well, I'm doing okay. So you have the plane on autopilot, your business on autopilot. You're making $5,000 a month or whatever you make, or $10,000 a month or $15,000 a month. And so we kind of put our business on autopilot and the plane's just still flying and still flying. But then we get up and we leave. So it's all right if you have your business on autopilot and you sitting there watching the controls and you see something happen, you can grab the control. But sometimes you can put it on autopilot, you get up and you go to the bathroom. And if you go to the bathroom and there's no co-pilot there and your plane's on autopilot, sometimes, here's what, maybe I'm getting across to you, but here's what I realized, is that there are also a bunch of people on the plane with me. I guess this is the point I was trying to make. Carol and I started thinking, you know, we can't just always be on autopilot. Because there are a lot of people on the plane with us, meaning our team, the people who are watching us, the people who are dependent on us, who got in and believed everything that we told them that can happen if they'll just do the business and do these things. And so I want to talk to you that the key to maximizing our comp plan is for you to always remember that you got to be in phase one activity. Brian's been talking about that today. You don't have to be in phase one activity at the same intensity and the same quantity level that you were when you got started, unless you're just getting started and you're building your business. But until you build that big enough business, that business that'll pay the income that you really want and it's coming to you consistently, you got to always be getting new people. And here's what happens. Nothing can get you excited like a new person. Nothing will get you fired up. Woody Alexander, my mentor, used to always say, nothing can go wrong in your life that a new recruit can't fix. Your wife can leave you, your girlfriend can leave you, your dog can die, everything. But if a new recruit will change your whole attitude, it'll get you fired up. It'll get you excited because they're calling you. They want to run. I remember just a couple of months ago, I noticed this little, I call it when I look at my reports, I noticed a little smoke coming out of California. And I said, if there's smoke, then maybe there's a fire going on in California. So I looked at my report and I saw some people on my team that a new guy just got started and some other people that he called some other people to get to work. So the next thing you know, a couple weeks later, he had made it to director. He'd only been in in less than a month. He made it to director, got a $1,000 bonus. I called him up and congratulated him for getting a $1,000 bonus. I said, hey, I'm coming out to California and I figured if there's a fire, maybe I can go dump some gasoline on it. We can get a big fire. So I went out to California, and I was only supposed to be out there for about 5 or 6 days and doing some meetings, and I hadn't even met the guy. I got there on Saturday, hung out with a friend on Sunday, and Monday did a briefing, met this guy for the first time at the briefing, and I said, hey, like I always say whenever I travel around the country, hey, put me to work while I'm in town. I'm in town for 5 or 6 days, put me to work, here's my, let me know if I can do some work for you. You put me in front of some people, I'll get them signed up for you. I say that to everyone on my team. And he said the one thing that not many people say, he said, well, what's your cell phone number? I'm like, all right, that's different. He wants it. So he asked for my cell phone number. He called me. We had an appointment the next day. We went and did that sit-down presentation. We signed up we did a presentation for someone on his team. That lady signed up. She said, hey, do you have time? Are you busy right now? Are you pressed for time? We said, no. She said, well, get in your car and follow me. She drove us the road. We did a presentation for a guy on a mortgage company. He was excited. He signed right up. He says, are you busy? Are you pressed for time? I said, well, no. He said, well, I want you to meet this real estate friend of mine. She has a meeting with all of her realtors every Friday night. She's like, would you mind coming talk to her? So we will go talk to her. She's planning on doing a meeting for her realtors every Friday night. We walk. This guy says, look, you got to talk to this guy right now. We sit down, we do a presentation for her. She says, can you talk to my realtors right now? We do a presentation for realtors. So we went from having one sit-down presentation to end up having 4 that day. The next day, we had 4 more. The next day, we had 6 more. And we started doing presentations. One day, I did a presentation from 11:30 in the morning to 9:30 at night, all for this same guy. We ended up recruiting something like 15 or 17 people in the 4 or 5 days that I worked with him. And I told Carol, I'm just trying to tell you that if you'll get some new people starting your business and you'll just give them the answer. Look, tell your new associate that your only job in life, your only thing in life right now is to put me in front of people that you know. Right? I'm not against getting them tools and tell them to go out there and do it and make their list. But see, folks, if they can put you in front of some people, you can show them how to do the business right away. And they can see some instant success. You're doing a sit down for them. They can watch you do the presentation. They can learn to do the presentation, and they can get someone signed up. And people buy you. I guess this is the other point I wanted to make. I've been talking about my iPad, and I'm not bragging, but the iPad, and everywhere I've been going, people have been asking me, is that the new iPad? And I'm like, yeah. And here's the question that 99% of people asked this weekend: how do you like it? And of course, if you've asked me how I like it, I've been talking about I love it, it's great. I'll even give you a demonstration on it, and I'll show you how it all works. My point is that I was telling some people at breakfast this morning that this is how our business is. Sometimes we get all wrapped up in the presentation. Well, the product, it's our membership that gets them. It is the membership. Oh, it's our compensation plan. It's the company. No, people buy you. The iPad is cool, it's sleek, it's bad, right? But if people ask me, how do you like it? I said, man, it ain't nothing but a big iPhone. Don't even waste your money on it. I don't even know why I bought it, right? See, I wouldn't have, but I did the other way. So now like 50 people in here are going to buy an iPad as a result of me going, man, it's great. You should check it out. But if I had said, man, don't even waste your time. But it had nothing to do with the fact that it's still cool looking, it's still bad, it's still sleek, right? So it's not the iPad itself. People buy us. So when you get a new associate started, they're excited then. Get in front of their people, let them put you in front of those people right away, and they will be fired up. They'll be the ones. This new guy on my team that I was telling you about, he ended up going ED his second full month in the business. You probably heard me talk about them on the call, but we did a series of sit-down presentations, a series of PDRs. I told Carol, I said, honey, we recruited like 17 people. I feel bad just leaving and going back home and not really trained people. We've done sit-downs, and she says, I said, I think if I can stay to the end of the month, I think we might even be able to take them to ED. And he didn't have any directors at that point. She said, well, go right ahead if you think you can get them to ED. So I stayed until the end of the month, and we continued to do nothing but get in front of people and their people's people and their people's people. Every new person we got started, started. We did sit-downs with them, PBRs with them, everything that Brian talked about today, how to make us say, hey, but who can you get us in front of? And I want to just add a little something here. You know, we get a new person started. I told you I was going to keep it simple today. Getting paid is as simple as 1, 2, 3. First thing, Brian said, set up a PBR. That's what we did with everyone that we signed up with this new team. We said, hey, when can we get some people together? So we set a date for a PBR. And then they started talking to people, but we wanted to get in front of the people. Some people, we invite them to the PBR. Others, they couldn't come to the PBR, so we got in front of them. So the second thing is, first thing you want to do a PBR. Next thing you want to do is you want to do some sit-downs. Get in front of some people. This has been my biggest pet peeve in the business lately is I think that we've gotten away from getting in front of people. And nothing wrong with tools. I'm all about tools and events. But it's not just tools in a weekly meeting event. You know, if you just do tools in a weekly meeting event, in my opinion, then you're only building your business one day a week. What happened to the other 6 days in between? Right? It's tools and events. Exposed with tools. An event is a PBR, a sit down, a PCC, right? I mean, it's tools and events. So I'm telling you, in my personal opinion, that if you'll get a new person started, but get in front of them. And here's my, I always give you my logic whenever it comes to something I believe, and I think most people agree with this. When it comes to, I want to make sure I'm good on time. When it comes to the effectiveness, we have, in my opinion, we have 3 major presentations. We got the weekly meeting, we have sit-downs, and we have PBRs. Now, I know there's PCCs and all this. When it comes to live presentations, those are the ones. Sit-downs, PBRs, and weekly business opportunity meetings. Now, the weekly meeting is by far the most exciting presentation, especially depending upon your market. It's a great a great place to take a prospect. But here's the reality. The average associate gets 0.5 guests to a meeting. If they invite 10, how many show up? Oh, everybody's quiet. I'm sorry, maybe y'all have better odds than average. I already gave you the answer. I'm not asking you for that. I'm just 0.5. So if you invite 10, that means one of your guests wanted to come. That means they planned on it, but when their wife or, something happened. But the average associate, if you guys are saying 2 or 3, that's just not the reality. You just go to a briefing. Most associates, I'm talking most of them in the room, don't have a guest. Now, there's one way to get them there is just pick them up. But the average associate, they get 0.5. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that meetings aren't effective. I'm saying that PBRs have a 30 to 40% show-up rate. So it's a little better odds. If you invite 10 people to a PBR, you're going to get 3, maybe 4 of them to show up to a PBR. It's just a little bit more effective. Same presentation, but a little bit more effective. Only because more people show up. Am I right? You're going to get... I knew this wasn't going to be popular. But you're going to be more effective if having more people show up to your PBR than the brief. I'm not saying don't... See, the problem is I'm not saying don't go to meetings to go right. I'm just saying the briefing's on Tuesday night. There's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for PBRs. PBRs, you have a 30 to 40% show-up rate. If you invite 10 people to the PBR, generally you're going to get 3 or 4 of them to show up. You're going to have a higher sign-up rate because you have more people showing up. Sit-downs, % show-up rate. 8 out of 9 people. If you book someone for a sit-down presentation for a cup of coffee, we met a guy, our waiter at the Skirvin the other day. I said, man, with your personality, you'd be great in the business I'm involved in. He said, and he already knew, obviously, because we're all on prepaid. He said, is that prepaid legal thing? And I said, yeah. He's like, well, are people really doing well with that? And I said, yeah, people are doing great with it. I said, you'd be great, I think, with your personality. Now, here's what I could have did. I could have given him a DVD. Right? I live in Virginia. I could have given him a DVD and I could follow up with them and say, did you watch it? And all of that stuff. And maybe he would have got a chance to watch it last night and maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. But here's what I did. So I said, well, look, he says, well, can you tell me about it? I said, well, how about here's my card. Let me get your number. How about we sit down, get some time tonight, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I can sit down and I can show you what it is that we do. To me, what's the odds of him showing up to that presentation? Well, there's just better. He may not show up, but the chances are when you book someone for lunch, when you book someone for a cup of coffee, most of the time they show up. Not everybody, not all times. I had a lot of zeros, a lot of lonely times at restaurants. But most of the time, when you schedule someone for a sit-down presentation, they show up. And so again, it's only one at a time, maybe two at a time. So it's not as effective as getting 5 or 6 people together at the PBR. Not as effective as having a row full of guests at the briefing, but it's more effective because it has the highest show-up rate of any of those 3 presentations. So again, I'm not saying don't do briefings. I'm just saying, what are you doing the other 6 days of the week? That's all I'm saying. Sit downs, PBR. Someone on my team said 1, 2, 3. 1 PBR, 2 exposures a day, 3 sit downs a week. 1 PBR, 2 exposures a day, 3 sit downs a week. I'm going to give you a plan. I'm almost out of time. But if I give you a plan, I guess I should use the presentation since I put it together. So 1 PBR, 2, it's like 1, 2, 3. This is what my training is supposed to be about. The key to getting paid daily is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1 PBR, 2 exposures a day, 3 sit downs a week. Here's the question. Brian says, if you're full-time in business, are you working the business? Any one of you, part-time associates, all of you can do that. You can schedule 1 PBR. It doesn't have to be yours, but did you do a PBR last week? Did you do one yourself? Did you do one for someone on your team? I'm assuming that you're doing the 2 exposures a day, but the reality is most people aren't doing their 2 a day. They do 2 a day for 2 or 3 days, and then they don't. But if you can focus on your 2 a day, that gives you 10 to 12 prospects a week that you can invite to your PBR and also to schedule for sit-downs. You don't have to expose them to try to drive them to the meeting because, again, the reality of it is that you're not going to get the highest show-up rate unless you decide to pick everybody up. So why not do your exposures, invite them to your PBR, schedule for sit-down presentations, meet them for a cup of coffee, give them a 15, 20-minute presentation, pull out the brochure, go over it with them, pull out the compensation plan, go over it with them very simply, and then talk to them about how to get started. And the ones that you can't get to the PBRs, you can't get to the sit-downs, invite them to the briefing. The ones that you sign up, invite them to the briefings. The ones that don't sign up, invite them to the briefings as well. You're still going to end up with the same show-up rate to the briefings. I'm just saying you can do that. I'm just trying to help you fill in the gaps, how to maximize the comp plan, because it doesn't matter how much the comp plan. I was thinking about, should I come out here and show them some more money in the comp plan and all this stuff? It doesn't matter how much money there is in the comp plan. And there's a lot of money in the comp plan. But if you're not working the business, it don't matter. And if you're not doing the business, if you're not doing presentations and signing people up, it doesn't matter. So, step 1, I should say, 1 PBRs, 2 sit downs a day, 2 exposures a day, 3 sit downs a week. Most of it, we've seen this already, but here's what we tell our new people. Step 1. This is how to tell a new person to maximize the comp plan. So everybody repeat after me. Step 1. Get 1. That's it. This is how you maximize the comp plan if you're getting a new associate started. Repeat after me again. Step 1. Get 1. See, and then you show them that if they do that on our $35.95 plan, they'll make $138. They paid $72 to get in, plus their membership. They pay like $117. In their mind, they're thinking, all I got to do is get 1 person, I get my money back. We confuse them. We explain all this stuff and residual income and all that stuff. Say, look, here's what we want you to do as a brand new associate. Your only job is to get me in front of someone so we can help you get 1. All right, everybody repeat after me. Step 2. Get 2. Yep, that's it. So the second step is to get 2 more for a total of 3. That puts another $276 in their pocket, plus the original $138. So a new person, they do step 1 and step 2, they make $414. Y'all like that ain't a lot of money. $414. I'm just trying to help you out that from a new associate standpoint, you just get them started. You can show them how to make $414 right away, very simply. Step 1. Step 2. All right. And step 3. Help 1, get 1. That's it. Step 1 is to get 1. Step 2 is to get 2 more for a total of 3. And step 3 is to help 1, get 1. Help 1 of the 3 that you got in, get 1. And this is all that you need to have a new associate. This is what we call our new associate getting started right training right there. Step 1, get 1. Step 2, get 2. Step 3, help 1, get 1. And then their manager. Step 4, everybody want to take a guess at what step 4 is? No. Repeat. That's it. So, repeat after me. Step 1, get 1. Step 2, get 2. Step 3, help 1, get 1. Step 4, Repeat, exactly. That's it. You just repeat it with the people that you recruit. You teach them to repeat it with everyone they recruit. All you're doing is having everyone focus on helping everyone that they get started, get one, get two more, and make it to manager. Help one, get one, just step one, step two, step three. Step one, step two, step three. You can do that. And if you will do that, if you will get one, or get three, and then if you'll just focus on getting the people that you want to get started and driving them and helping them get one, help them get two, help them help one get one. This is what's going to drive your organization. This is what's going to help you maximize the comp plan, helping everyone in your organization focus on step one, step two, step three, and doing it through PBRs, sit downs, and exposures. Exposing 2 people a day. If I can tell you guys a quick story in my last couple minutes that they're giving me here, is I was telling you earlier about going on autopilot, and I forgot to finish the story there, is that Carol and I said, you know what, it's time for us to take back the reins of the plane. We said, you know, we've been coasting along, people on our team are doing okay, and so we decided to get back in the cockpit. And someone, my good friend Robert Gary, said, have you listened to this book called Influencer? And so I started listening to this book, and it said, the first thing you want to do if you want to change, the book is called Influencer, The Power to Change Anything. And it said, one of the first things you want to do if you want to change something in your organization is identify the key behaviors that you want to change, or that are the key to changing your organization. In our business, to me, I took that as meaning exposures, presentation, and duplication, right? We prospecting, presentation, duplication were the 3 things that in our organization that need to go on in order for us to build a big team. And so that's what we focused on. In the month of January, we got our entire team focused on just doing exposures. We didn't care about results. We didn't care if people signed up. I just wanted to get many people on my team doing their 2 a day, committing to it, getting on Facebook, hold themselves accountable, texting me, emailing me. Just let me know that you got your 2. I don't care if you got 50. I just want to know if you got 2. And you know what happened as a result of just recognizing people who did their exposures? Our recruiting went up like 30%. Our production went up like, 20%. Just as a result. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, just because more people just got focused on it, because some people just kind of prospect whenever and somewhere, but just getting everyone focused on that singular thing made a big difference. The second thing we focused on was presentation, and we decided to just focus. Everyone was still going to the meetings. They were already going on. Everyone's going to the weekly trainings, but we said we're going to focus on doing sit-downs, stuff that we have control over, because we know that if we can schedule someone for a sit-down, odds are they're going to show up, and our odds of signing them are better because our show-up rate is going to be higher. So we just said schedule a sit-down. I don't care if they show up. I don't care if they sign up. I just want you to focus on doing 3 sit-downs a week. Just schedule them. Whether they show up or not, it's up to you, or up to them. But schedule it, and if they do it, and as a result, our team started focusing on doing sit-down presentations in addition to 2 a day, in addition to inviting people to brief, in addition to everything else they were doing. And our recruiting went up 50%. Our production went up something like 37%, just as a result of focusing on those 2 key behaviors. This month, our focus is all about duplication. That's where we get to step 1, step 2, step 3 from, just to try to drive that simple thing. So this month, all we're trying to do, get everyone focused on is that every new person that we got started last month, help them do step 1, help them do step 2, and help them do step 3, and then repeat. So ladies and gentlemen, I know this is a little different than my normal presentation. I don't have numbers to wow you and get you excited and get you out of your seat excited about the number. But in my opinion, the key to maximizing the comp plan is for you to continue to get new people started and drive the organization, drive that same activity through the entire organization. So with that, thank you very much. I'll see you guys later.